Hi guys, this is Elle. Welcome back to my channel. So I actually was thinking of doing this video a few months ago. Obviously I couldn't film the content because I was not at the event yet, but I pretty much got an idea of doing a custom fashion for the Barbie convention 2025. As a lot of you may know, and maybe some of you guys don't, usually you want to give your table mates some type of gift during the special dinners or luncheons that they have throughout the week at BarbieCon. And I opted to pretty much make something custom that ended up being a lot of work, but it was very gratifying, and I actually surprised myself with the end result. And I actually wanted to share this with you guys, and I wanted to share the entire process of what it took to make from the beginning concept sketch to the complete fashion in package and everything. And I'll walk you guys through some more details as the process goes through each stage through the video. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of creative like tooling, you know, where I just had to like figure out how to do certain things on my own. I took inspiration from like vintage Barbie fashion pack boxes. Well, I shouldn't say vintage because I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate here, because they were actually inspired by the Fashion Avenue fashion packs. But anyways, the theme for this year's BarbieCon was Icon, a fashion original, and we automatically fell in love with that theme. And by we, I mean the people that I was hanging around with last year at the Barbie convention when they unveiled the new theme for the 2025 one. And of course we were all like, we're gonna go. I mean, Icon, that's gonna be amazing. So I opted to do a fashion pack based on one of my childhood favorite Barbies. She's extremely iconic. A lot of people obviously know about her, but that is Totally Hair Barbie. So I have this original one, you know, love her, love all the aspects to her. You know, she was designed by Carol Spencer, and I mean, she's just a great doll. I mean, she is iconic. So of course I opted to do a fashion pack that was themed after this doll. Of course, I am a big fan of this doll, so I also have like the repro of her, which actually is really expensive now, which is kind of crazy because she's just a repro. But I have her as well. And I mean, who can forget that super cute, hunky Ken face mold that they unveiled with this line? He is my favorite face mold for Ken. He's so cute. As a kid, I had a crush on him. But anyways, let's get into it, and I'm gonna walk you through each stage of how I actually came up with this fashion design and how it got completed into a fashion pack for the Barbie 2025 convention. So here we go into a quick time lapse of the fashion sketch. If you want more details about how I came up with this and more just in-depth, I guess, knowledge of the thought process behind it, make sure to check out the original video where I actually go through the entire sketch and all of the inspiration that it took to make this fashion. And here is the completed sketch. I remember being so happy with the final outcome of this that I was just like, one of these days I'm going to have to make this actual fashion pack. And I guess it's time to do that. So the whole process started off with me making trims for the actual dress. As you can see here, I am pinning this tape with some cording in the middle to make that oversized piping that I will be using on the cutouts and on one of her arm openings. Then I had to actually sew that together to pretty much make a piping that I can later on just sew into the dress. And as you can see here, I'm actually sewing the piping with a piece of regular notebook paper underneath. This is so that my machine won't eat the actual fabric that I'm sewing because the pieces are so small that sometimes they just get stuck inside of the bobbin. And here you can see the final finished piping. This is what will be sewn into the actual garment. And here I'm lining up the little pattern pieces so that they can be sewn together. Here I'm joining the little mesh sleeve onto the armhole. This was one of the most difficult processes of this dress because the little curve was so small and I had to be ripping the paper as I sewed it. Yeah, not fun. Here I'm sewing that piping trim that I made at the beginning onto the actual dress. And this is how it looks applied on the actual garment. And now let's finish off by closing the side seams and hemming the actual bottom part of the dress. So prior to this, I had created art for the box, and here you can see me cutting out the actual artwork. This part is the back panel of the box. And here we have the front of the package. As you can see, it says Totally Mendozagram. And if you also notice, there's a white outline in the center in the shape of a square. That is what I'm going to cut out to create the window and apply that plastic sheet that all of those Fashion Avenue fashion packs used to have. And here I am using a ruler to create very sharp fold lines for all of the edges of the package. And here I joined the front and the back of the package with some double-sided tape. And here is the final package fully constructed. I actually impressed myself. I loved how this came out. As you can see, the back is personalized with a little quote for table 72, which was a table I was seated at. And I wanted to make sure it was special for all of my table mates since I am close to a lot of them and I just wanted this to be very special for them. And here you'll see everything that was included in the actual fashion pack. And here you see me prepping the actual gift bags for my table mates. I opted to go with the color scheme of the Totally Hair packaging, and I really loved how it looked. This is actually minutes before I had to give it to them. So I was kind of panicking. And this is the final result of how the packages looked for each of my table mates. And here you have the final result of how the package looked inside of that gift bag. Like I mentioned before, I totally surprised myself. I actually am totally in love with the final result. It's just so cute. It literally looks like you can pick this up off of a store shelf, and that's exactly what I wanted as the end result for my table mates. I knew they would appreciate it because they're all such Barbie aficionados that I knew they would be happy with this. And because I'm a masochist and I didn't have enough torture by working on this Totally Hair fashion for about 2.5 months, take in mind I had to create 10 of these. So it was like a little production line. I opted to also make the actual doll. Yeah, this was probably 2 weeks before BarbieCon, so I was kind of setting myself up for failure, but check her out. And here is the actual doll that I created for my fashion. This was actually inspired by the actual fashion figure that I created because I did end up using this face mold. It's a mod face mold. I thought it was a twist and turn body. Well, twist and turn face mold, but my good friend, welcome to the dollhouse, Steve, actually told me it was the live action face mold, which I believe it is that because of her forward glancing eyes and just the different types of like coloring she has. Thank you, Steve. But yeah, here she is. I think she looks amazing in the fashion. You know, I opted to put her on a made to move body just so she has a little bit more posability. I fully rerouted the head with a platinum blonde. And yeah, I mean, take her in and enjoy her. I hope you like her as much as I do. And like always, please remember to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future content, and please share this video with all of your friends, as it really does help me out a lot. Also remember to turn on those notifications and follow me over at Instagram with a handle mendozagram.art, where you can see all of my completed sketches, cool doll photography, and be able to participate in questionnaires for upcoming content on this very channel. And I will see all of you in my next video.